The bottom targets we spoke of in last night's thread of analysis played out just right today, and the bounce that we expected too. As we prepare for the 12-hour and daily golden crosses, there could be a continued test of those moving averages moving forward, temporarily at least. Welcome back to the channel on this Taco Tuesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol CLNV. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol CLNV, and what we're observing here is the 12-hour chart, where we noticed just yesterday that we were approaching a potential very powerful golden cross, which consists of the 50-day simple moving average crossing upside of the slower simple moving average 200 period. Right, so just really quick, you guys, I do have my little co-host right next to me right now. So if you hear the little guy say hello, that is just because he's making sure that we are making wise decisions in the market, right? And you may hear his little show on Netflix, right? He's just sitting next to Daddy doing his thing, right? So yes, you guys, we were talking about yesterday a potential drop to the 430 area, and we in fact got just that in anticipation of the bullish crossover, which would be the 50 over the 200, right? So somebody said in a Twitter, every time he mentions it, it goes down. I'm like, what? That's literally what I'm saying. It's gonna go down. We need to test these things, right? These are very, very important tests of I guess we can call it tests of stamina, right? Or something, man. But yeah, dropping down to that 4.35 zone. Hey, baby, hold on, buddy, hold on. Yeah, we initially got, wow, we actually got a huge bounce to the upside. Damn, that was around a 25 spot, 78% bounce. Eventually, yeah, to close about 12 spot, 26% from the actually at the opening of the candle, right? So the opening of the candle came up here at around 15% up, and it closed just slightly below that at 12 spot, 26% at 488. Right, so very, very good times here, and it looks like there could be a continuation to the upside, but I must warn that when we are facing these types of moving average crossovers, there could be a continued test of these moving averages, right? So, next 12-hour candle here could actually have price action come right back down to that SMA 200 before continuing on again, right? So, it's natural. It has to do things like this in order for us to validate a critical support, because when we're looking at the daily time frame and you're observing here the 200-day simple moving average, this is a huge preparation of a bull market, right? I'm not speaking of broader markets. I'm speaking of directly CLNV, right? So in this case, yeah, preparing right here for a bull market trend is going to take some tests of this conversion of resistance of the 200-day simple into a support, right? So it's looking good so far. Let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have. So actually, you know what? I think it was this chart that I wanted to talk to you first about, right? So the weekly time frame Gaussian band, I want you to notice here that the bottom side, right at the mean band here, it was located at 429, right? So price action came down to that 435 before making that move to the upside. So now I can actually say that we may actually get the first weekly candle to close entirely clean upside of that mean band. What you laughing at, buddy? He's playing Gophers over here, man. They're popping up in his screen. Right, so yeah, anyway, we are looking at a potential closure of this weekly candle upside of that mean, and that could be the first one, which is a very bullish statement. If we do get this closure, I can see us moving to the top side of the resistance from this weekly Gaussian band, which can be located at about that 6.31 cent zone, right? So if we are going to get that potential resistance, let's see what else is suggesting that 6.31. Well, actually, oh man. Yeah, around that 650, 660 could be the, and this is, yeah, I'm talking about here Monday, November 20th. We have 664 right up here at the top line regression of the, at the top trend line of the regression channel. So I guess there is consistencies with this upside. Another thing we can do is actually take into consideration a Fibonacci retracement, right? So we can do that from the, from the total swing high to the present swing low. Right, and yeah, very nice right here. We actually have that, Yeah, we actually have that 663 at the one spot 618. Hold on, buddy. Hold on just a sec. Sorry, you guys. So yeah, it's just sometimes when mom is not here, right, it gets a little difficult, right? So this is that area right here, Monday on the 20th. Really interesting for us to have that crossover of the one spot 618 right on that day that we spoke of, right? So maybe, I'm not sure, but you know, the probabilities could be there. Okay, so now moving forward, I want to touch on, let's see, what else can we talk about here? Yes. So let's talk about the linear regression channel in a shorter time frame, right? So this is going to present to us what the potentials are for upside or downside in the immediate short term. So, very curious hourly time frame, golden cross happening right now, right? The SMA 50 presently crossing upside of that SMA 200 in the immediate short term time frame, not looking bad whatsoever, right? Not too shabby at all. So, yeah, I think there could be a continuation to the upside here before us finding a pullback of sorts, right? So yeah, price action could move up to that area of about 5 cents directly at that 5 mark, and then we could face another pullback here. So if that is conditional though, if price action tends to close, if price action closes this hourly candle upside of that 5 cent zone, then it's probably around 70 to 75% probabilities that we'll get an upside continuation, since that's pretty much the probabilities base around the linear regression channel indicator, right? So yeah, if we get a closure on the next hourly candle print, right, of above 5 cents, so 501, right, that would be considered bullish, and price action may actually continue on to the upside, right? Of course, we have some relevant resistances specifically here, right about that 510. Right, and we could be observing. Yeah, you know what? Okay, I could draw a range here for you. So let's do that 510 to, let's see, the resistance of, yeah, this is another very, very notable resistance at around 520, right? So we shall see what happens there, but I'm thinking that we could do something if we close upside of this, right? So in the condition that we do close upside of that 5 cent zone, we could do something like this, right? Validate the conversion of this resistance into now a support, and then continue on to the upside here, of which looks like there could be a resistance just shy of the top side of the linear regression mid band, right? In this case, it would be amazing for us to come back down, potentially bounce off of this area here again, and then make a new higher high, testing this band here. There's no way I can tell you what could happen around there, but I can tell you that that price action could be doing this right here, right? Hold on just a sec, team. Here, buddy. Let me put this over here. Careful. You're gonna fall. Yeah, hi, baby. You want to go over there? Go ahead. Careful. Sorry, team. You gonna walk over there? I'm holding you. Go ahead. Go. You're good to go. Sorry, you guys. He's been sitting next to me the entire time, and now he wants to go ahead and step outside of the studio. Grab your stuff, baby. You got it? Cool. All right. So he's doing good now. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Let me just press pause here on my tablet, right? Because he's watching the Willow Bees on Netflix, right? So yeah, now let's go ahead and move on to the last chart, which would be the RSI, right? So, all right, let's start off with the immediate short term, and it looks like there is a slight bounce to the upside from the gravitational zone here. So that could be that slight upside that we're facing before resistance and then coming back down, right? So 30-minute time frame is already showing that there could be a temporary downside. So moving on to the let me do the bi-hourly instead, right? So bi-hourly time frame, also the RSI signal is sitting within that gravitational zone right here, so that could introduce a potential upside as well, right? So now let's find the resistance though. So the resistance, it is kind of far away here. So yeah, 3-hour time frame and bi-hourly, very likely to find some resistance at this area here. So that, yeah, that's giving some validity to our speculations on that short term, right? So I think it was on this chart right over here. Yeah. So if we can get that upside here to anywhere between 520 to 510, then get a pullback on that 502. That's one way of looking at it, because if we don't do this, right, and remember the condition, right, we have to close above that 5 cent zone in order for us to continue on to these resistance levels. So if that is not the case, then the 3-hour and bi-hourly time frame RSI are essentially suggesting this right over here. So first resistance at 5 cents, then we would get a drop down to that area of 467. We would need to validate this this support before continuing onwards, right? So it's going to be critical for price action to maintain upside of 466 before we can consider an upside continuation to retest the area of around 5 cents. Okay, so those are the two probabilities here, and they are entirely conditional upon that criteria. Okay, so this is what I am observing on the markets, and they're, so I guess we will just have to observe tomorrow, right? So, any questions or concerns, go ahead and get in touch with me, team. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. None of them. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios. Yeah.